Ian, kick us off.
Alright.
Ian Firth, at Neill, a man who's got everything, and won awards for doing it. So, Ian, what are you doing in this career, and what has it been all about you?
Yes. So that you guys can see more than anything else. Okay, thank you, Anthony. My name is Ian Firth. I'm, as he says, with Flint and Neill. I'm the director of Flint and Neill. We're consulting engineers. So, and most of what I do now is in relation, in fact, most of what I've been doing for most of my career is in relation to bridges, buildings, and big structures. Now, as a director of a business, they call me for some reason Chief Operating Officer. I'm not really sure what that means. One day I'm hoping some people tell me. But so now I do quite a lot of the sort of overseeing and less of the number crunching. But I still enjoy design, and I still get a real kick out of doing the engineering. I'm not just an administrator, I'm very glad to say. But let me take you right back to the sort of time where you guys mostly are, so if I sort of start at the beginning, as it were, because I think what I've been asked to do in sort of now 4.5 minutes back is to give you the last 30-something years of sort of what were the milestones, how did I get here. So I graduated Bristol University with civil engineering. Maybe a question later on if anybody wants to know is why on earth did I do civil engineering? I don't really know, but I did. It seemed like a good idea at the time. But given that I got a degree in civil engineering, and I suspect that many of you have, that was where I started. And I joined Flint and Neill. It was a bit of a fortuitous thing, actually, because I've never heard of Flint and Neill. I never applied to them. I had actually had an offer from Harcrow, and I was on the point of accepting it, when I got a letter in the post forwarded to me from the professor. So it was a letter from Dr. Flint, which I'd never heard of, to the professor at Bristol saying, do you know anybody who might be interested in working with us? And this letter replied straight to me, and I thought this sounds intriguing, so I went to see said Dr. Flint, and the rest, as they say, is history. So I joined Flint and Neill, a small practice, doing what looked like some pretty cutting-edge engineering, dealing with big bridges, and I thought, big bridges, that's cool. As it happened, when I was at university, I did a project on the Westgate Bridge in Australia, which was one of the ones, some of you may know the steel box girder story. In 1970, it collapsed during construction. I had done a little project on that, and I rightly interviewed there on the wall with a picture of Westgate Bridge, because Flint and Neill had been involved in the reconstruction of it. So I thought, okay, this is a particular box, I know something about that project. Wind forward a little bit, so young engineer, got doing all sorts of different stuff. Lots of stuff to do with wind-sensitive structures, big tall masts and towers, a few fairly run-of-the-mill buildings, various bits and pieces, and then decided after a couple of years that I thought I'd like to do a bit more learning. So I went back to school. I went to Imperial College and did a master's degree in structural steel design. Structural steel design because that seems to be where the majority of the work that was going on at Flint and Neill was happening. Came back after that, and I was immediately put in charge. So this is about sort of mid to late 20s. Immediately put in charge of a project for the strengthening of a wide bridge, which is the steel box girder, the old seven crosses. The old seven bridge, the suspension bridge, the cable stay bridge down the hill from it. And I thought Dr. Flint had this marvellous work. I thought, my only 20-something I'd be put in charge of a job, which was a pretty substantial project. And that was then for the next 10 years or so. So pretty substantial work. Other things came and went. I really weren't sort of aware of this ticking clock here, ticking clock. So then I'm going to sort of jump forward somewhat to a point where I was invited to join the partnership. In those days it was a partnership, and so I became a junior partner when I was mid-30s. That meant that I was still doing the same thing that I had been doing before, but I was now responsible for. And that kind of made things a little bit sort of sharper and focused the mind seriously. And I think probably for me one of the milestones, one of the sort of step changes that occurred for me, which was actually really quite sort of fortunate. Until around about 1994, thereabouts, all the work I've been doing really has been assessing existing structures, doing lots of sort of analysis and all sorts of things. And I've never really had the opportunity with a blank sheet of paper and a fat pen to do conceptual design. And I know you guys, all of you, everybody wants to do conceptual design. Anybody who ever comes to an interview with me, they all say they want to do conceptual design. So I went to the partners at the time. There was an opportunity to do a design competition for a thing called Cool Harbour Crossing. And I went to them at the time and said, would you mind if we have a go at this? They weren't in the habit of doing that kind of thing. We were doing, this sort of other kind of work, very sort of sharp-end assessment and analysis of things. Anyway, they were very gracious and they said, all right, why not have a go? Cut a long story short, with your cutting me time. No, it's not you, I thought you wanted to
But now you mention it.
So, cut a long story short, we won the competition, working with some wonderful Danish architects. And from then on, all of a sudden we discovered that we could do that. We could do that kind of thing. I could do that kind of thing. I discovered a skill I didn't think I had, because I'd never had an opportunity to try it out. And I suppose for me it was therefore the fact that I'd had the courage to go to the boss and say, do you know what, I really want to try something. And they had been gracious enough to say, okay. And I've crystallised a very long story into a very short little message there. But that was something that made a big difference. And then we've been wonderfully successful since then. It's been really fun. And that has actually enabled us to sort of, get a bit of a power and join us. We've got